Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got
New 52 booklet.
it! Somebody clip this one. Merry Christmas!
Now that we've completely confused our audience, hello, welcome to Comics League Justice League Rewatch. I'm Jared, and today I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. As always, what's up, brother?
It is suddenly snowing outside. Like, I hear jingle bells and all the Yuletide tidings somehow in freaking August.
Yes, so we are talking about Comfort and Joy, the obligatory Christmas special in
August.
In August, yes. So this is the episode. The Justice League finishes a mission. They completely nail this. So they're like, all right, okay, everyone, let's go celebrate the holidays. Hawkgirl and GL have a snowball fight. Superman, we find out Superman still believes in Santa Claus, which is totally Superman. And
also, like the whole like Superman Martian Manhunter. I just want to note, like, the Kents are the most equipped to like mentally like for Martian walking in. It's like okay, yeah, you're Martian. Our son is a Kryptonian. It's like when they say like we like know it's like they are
aliens.
Like they're the most mentally equipped for a Martian suddenly walk. Like it is no like we raised a Kryptonian.
Yeah, what's kind of funny is that there's some stories when like Superman and Wonder Woman have kids, and like they drop the kids off at the grandpa's house for like what is it for babysitting, and Wonder Woman goes, "You think they're gonna be okay?" And Superman goes, "They handled me." Finally,
yeah.
So I love how like. So we have a snowball fight, which is John's tradition by GL's tradition. I have to say John because Martian's name is also Jean-ish. But so Hawkgirl goes, hey, listen, there's a tradition after a successful mission that we on Thanagar do. Why don't we go and do that? He's like, all right, cool. They get into a freaking bar fight. And first off, she walks in, and here's the first part of a trivia. The way she walks in and everyone just cheers for her when she walks in that bar, that's reminiscent of Norm's cheer whenever he walks into the bar and cheers.
Also, they were speaking of trivia. When they first got on the planet, did you notice who was walking in the background? Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, did you notice that? They literally, like, it probably wasn't the Swamp Thing, but it was obvious that, like, they had that as an Easter egg. Like, that is obviously Swamp Thing.
Unfortunately, it's not in the, it's not in this. It's not in the, what's the word? Trivia,
but you remember, you know exactly
that.
the moment I'm talking about. Like,
yes.
You know exactly. That was Swamp Thing. That was undeniably, like, supposed to look like Swamp Thing.
Yeah, that was 100% Swamp Thing. But I love how the way Hawkgirl does it. She's so mean. She hits a guy with her mace and just puts it in John's hand. And I'm like, of course. Then I love Flash. He's basically being Santa Flash. In fact, at the end of the episode, I love where he wears his costume and the Santa beard over his costume.
Yeah, the Flash portion was honestly surprisingly wholesome, especially like when you get into stuff like Ultra Humanite. It's like,
and by the way, this this is the final appearances of Ultra Humanite, John and Martha Kent in the DCAU.
What was the second one?
It's the final appearance of the three characters of Ultra Humanite, John Kent and Martha Kent. Yeah, they don't show up anymore in the DCAU. Well, there's no reason for them to, because the parts that they logically make sense aren't done.
Still, though, like, it was nice.
This episode also pays tribute to John's fondness for Oreo cookies.
Also, his fondness for cats.
Yes, exactly. And The Duck Doll begins its narration accompanied by the well-known dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker. When I love, it's the most ultra-human thing to do. He goes, "I'm improving this toy." Instead of rapping, it basically goes through the Nutcracker in the most boring, monotone voice. And even the kids
I don't
are like,
know.
"He
I
sounds
like
weird."
his voice. Like, I like his voice, and even the children were enraptured by it. So,
True. And I love with the Flash, as a thank you, he brings him a little Christmas tree.
and you can tell Ultra Humanite is touched.
Yes, exactly. And I
See,
like
this is
how
what I love about Justice League is a lot of these villains, they do show a more human side of it. It's not just black and white, like, oh, they're evil, let's beat them up and put them to jail. Oh, they're evil. Like, no, they do bad stuff, but they're still human beings. Like, Ultra Humanite being like, okay, this is for the children. All right,
it's
fine,
the holidays. It's all good. Are we good? Are we going to shake hands? All right.
I guess you could say it's a Christmas miracle.
Yes, it's. I was trying to do a Charlie Brown joke, but I can't.
Oh, speaking of Charlie Brown.
What?
Speaking of Charlie Brown, the sweater they give to Martian Manhunter is very clearly a Charlie Brown sweater.
And I love where he goes, "I don't know if I'm not sure if I got your size right," and he just bulks up.
It's like, I'll fill it out.
I'll grow into it, is what he says. Yes, yeah. I love that. And I'm like,
that was so touching.
That was so good. I love that. And then on the alien moon, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl visit. One of the aliens has the head of a classic gangster film star, Edward Robinson, on a robot body.
I didn't notice that, but
that's interesting. Right? And Carl Lumbly, the dude who plays a Martian Manhunter, improvised the Martian lyrics to John's song at the end.
Nice.
So that's only, yeah, I gotta agree with you. This whole episode is just wholesome because even you have the villain of Ultra Humanite going, yeah, you know what? No villainy for one day. It's for the children.
So, what did you think of like the name drop of both Kara and Barbara?
Yeah, I love that. Oh, where's Kara? She's skiing with Barbara, and
and I love that we're at this point in the DCAU where like you can just say Barbara and like people know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. And what's interesting, I also love how they also explain how Batman is not there. He's like, he volunteered for monitor duty, which is the most Batman thing to do, but it's also kind of sad.
I mean, he's Batman. And
what's interesting, speaking of Batman, did you hear that in the Snyderverse, he was going to be married to Carla Gugino's Catwoman? Actually, it was going to be previous, and then they got divorced.
I thought we'd already like established that like a long time ago, though.
No, it was just for some reason it came through my feed today as if it was like new.
Yeah, because I remember talking about this on some of your shows. Like,
wait, I think the new part is that they were married, and then when he went dark before BVS, they got divorced.
Maybe they had a kid together.
Yes.
And they named her Helena.
And what would be cool is if maybe in the Ben Affleck Batman, he shows he's putting his life in a new direction. # new direction. And
see, like, quick tangent.
They get together. Yeah.
How crazy would it be if you had like a 14-year-old Huntress, like in the Snyderverse?
Who would you cast to play Huntress? That's the question. Anna Kendrick?
14 years old.
Well, like, why would she be 14 years old, though? Because he's been Batman for 20 years.
Well, depending on when they got married.
Yeah, you could just say that they got married early in his career. Robin died, and then he just...
Well, early in the career is like 4 years in, which is, which would make the, 16 years old. So,
Okay, I would have thought she'd be like... Or maybe she got pregnant and didn't tell Bruce. They sort of adapt...
All right, here's my headcanon, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, he got married to that, but before she could reveal that she was pregnant, Ra's al Ghul entered the picture, and he kind of got whisked away to Narda Parbat, maybe some mind control stuff, and like they got divorced, because of all that stuff. But in the meantime, he shacks up with Talia. So what you have is Damian Wayne. And Helena Wayne, they're half siblings. Obviously, no romantic stuff, but you still got kind of like that brother and sister dynamic of Helena Wayne Huntress and Damian Wayne Robin.
I like that. That works. I definitely like that. I would so
remember,
watch this movie.
Remember, they're half siblings, so no romance, obviously, but you still get that brother and sister.
Oh, trust me,
dynamic.
if Bruce Timm is writing it, he'll find some way to put a romance thing in there.
But come on, that's a good story.
No, but it's a fantastic idea. I love it. That's in fact a great way to still do Damian, because the temptation is to make her the DC EU Damian, in other words. But you're like, no, you can have both, and I like that. That way, you're also bringing in Earth 2, which everyone loves, myself included. So, and I'm like, maybe a subplot of Ben Affleck's Batman movie could have been him showing Catwoman he's sort of turning over a new leaf.
Turning over a new wing.
Okay, nice. That's a good one. I'll give you that one. And it ends with like the hope of them getting back together, because Zach said that Wonder Bat doesn't work.
I want to see Carla in the Catwoman suit. Like, and
Can it
please be the early 2000s, kind of like the Arkham City Catwoman
yes,
suit?
And can I say one thing? This further solidifies my opinion that Zach is a master at casting, because I could see Carla Gugino as Catwoman.
Especially the Ben Affleck.
But for Ben Affleck, I'm like, yeah, that
he is an
solid.
awesome actress, and she would do amazing as an older Catwoman.
Plus, they work. Batman and Catwoman work when they're around the same age, and they're close enough. Carla and Ben that
also for doing this movie, Jared, this is for you. All right. So there's a scene in this movie where he's having some problems with Catwoman in his life. So he calls up Diana, and they're having a conversation on the rooftops. And it's kind of a play off of that scene Justice League Unlimited. But Diana is giving Bruce advice about Catwoman, and she's like, Bruce, one time I kind of had a thing no, it just wouldn't work.
Yes, please. I would love
and then she crushes the guard.
But you know what I would do?
You gotta admit that
if they did that scene in live action where Batman says it would never work, I would upload a video that's those saying this for 3 hours. It would be a 3-hour loop of that scene.
Remember, we have a treaty.
Yeah, and then there would be another one saying about how Nightfire actually works. I'm telling you, I got you. No, but I'm saying I would put that on repeat. The same thing I did with
literally send it to Jay Heat.
Yeah, and that's what I literally did for Full Circle. I took the clip of Zack Snyder talking about Wonder Bat and how it doesn't work when you put the math on it. So what I did is I clipped that out, put my intro, put my outro, just uploaded that. So it's just my intro, Zach saying Wonder Bat doesn't work, outro. So it's just that. So back to the episode. Really, there's not that much we can talk about, except here's the interesting thing. This is the first episode where it's not 2 parts. It's 1 episode.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of a calm before the storm.
Yes, because the next episode, the next arc, by the way, the next one will be live.
Wait, no. You could say things are about to get kind of star-crossed.
Yes, so as Nick has brought that up, let's do a little housekeeping before we wrap up. By the way, how would you rate this episode real quick?
I'd give it a 8.59 out of 10. It's good.
Me too.
But it's a Christmas episode. I mean,
nothing groundbreaking. Nothing groundbreaking happens, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's not the best Christmas episode ever, but it's good. It's a good episode.
So now, what's going to happen next week is, for those of you that have been watching this show for a while, thank you, because the show has been getting a lot of numbers, so I really appreciate it. So what we're going to do is, as you guys know, whenever Nick and I do these rewatches, the final episode of every season is going to be a live discussion. So what we're going to do is obviously next week we're covering all 3 parts of Starcross. I think it's 3 parts, and we're gonna watch it. Not live. We're not going to live watch it, but we're going to, at the end of it, have a discussion with we'll bring in Comics League people.
So we're doing a live reaction. So you'll have it for us on a different stream. We watch it. We'll pause sometimes, talk about it, kind of thing.
We could do that, or we could just do this except live. I mean,
let's watch. So what's going to happen is we're going to watch it beforehand.
Watch it beforehand on our own time. And then
Yeah.
it'll essentially be this, but live.
Yes, and we will be addressing the scene. It was really going to be play out one way, but since I have a treaty with Jared, I am legally bound
Yeah, the
to go a
scene
different route.
that basically makes me lose respect for Bruce Timm because of Wonder Woman's age. But anyway, but we'll talk about that next week. Now,
Don't be.
Now, this is the first time. Well, actually, the second time, by the way. So, before I asked Nick where everyone can find him, what he's got coming out, so I want to make the announcement again on this show. Thursday at 4 p.m., Comics Explained joins me for a live interview. Comics freaking Explains just randomly rolled into the chat of like a Taladia show, and we're like, "Hey, you want to come on the show sometime?"
They see me rolling, they loving.
Yeah. And real quick, the first episode of Super Wonder Legacy is up, and I believe it's actually doing very well. Like I told everyone.
What are the numbers as of this recording?
46 views. And so far,
Not
people
bad.
have watched 9.7 hours of it.
Whoa.
So I'm like, oh, thank you, everyone. I love you. Again,
Dear
Super Wonder stuff gets a lot of attention. That's why Taladia is starting his own show on this thing where we talk about it. So on that note, Nick, where can we find you, and what have you got coming up, my friend?
All right. Well, you can find me on X, searching the Phoenix Press.
So
yeah, I'm not getting used to it. Like, come on. But anyway, you can find me on YouTube. Search the same. I got my Avatar rewatch coming out Tuesday or Wednesday. I said Wednesday on Zitter. Might release a little bit early for you guys.
I love that. Zitter. That sounds like Pimple.
We are taking a break on the Wednesday show because Super Super Brothers No More. We got something we're working on replacing. We're kind of just taking
really
2 weeks
fun.
off, and then we're gonna kind of work on a replacement. So after 2 weeks, we'll probably make an announcement. Maybe not release it that week, but we'll have something for you in 2 weeks. And then Friday, you got the Frenzy. And then on Saturday, you got my Spider-Man rewatch, and it will be great.
We'll have one more day of Spider-Man gameplay. So, and I just want to bring up on Comics League, Wednesday, we are going to do I'm going to do a creator interview of this little beauty right here. More on that later. It's got to connect with the creator. He's very hard to get in touch. It's not like I'm on a show with him right now.
No, you should bring him on a show though. I hear he's very good looking, and I hear he's recently come around to the correct ship.
Recently, he's improved in his taste in ships like dramatically. It's one of the most amazing ships.
I hear he now has super wonderful taste in ships.
Yes, he does. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Under Two Capes, we are going to be talking about, for the topic, this was a user suggestion from last movie night. We're going to talk about how the modern comic book industry is ruining female characters. So that's going to be fun. And we will have, as part of the panel, Movie Theater Birdstorm 800, however long your username is on the panel, he asked. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. That works with me. So it's going to be the four of us, well, actually 5 of us, talking about this topic. It should be really fun. And movie night, Karate Kid 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Blue. You always do that.
I know.
And hopefully soon on Comics League Dark or somewhere, I will be reviewing Heart of Stone, the Gal Gadot spy movie, which was fantastic, by the way. I loved it. She's so
I'm sorry,
awesome.
Every time I see Hearts of Stone, I think of the Witcher 3 expansion. I just can't unsee it.
Is it called Hearts of Stone?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Toss a coin to your Amazon.
By the way, you need to play Witcher 3.
I played it before. I like it.
But you obviously haven't played the DLCs.
Yeah, I didn't complete the game either. It got to the point where I was too low level.
I really wish I had actually worn my Witcher pendant, but instead I'm wearing my Zelda one. But still,
Nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
He should talk. I have an Aquaman trident in the background. So
You literally, I love how it's like that's what you choose to single out, not the entire wall of comics.
the Snyder Cut shirt, the signed Master Chief helmet, the desk full of hot toys.
Which I do not want to know how much those all cost you.
The Wonder Woman was probably the most expensive since that's one from BVS. I got the BVS. I could have gotten the 1984 one, but I wanted the one with the sword and the shield and the one from the actual Snyderverse, which I could have gotten the one from Wonder Woman the movie, but I wanted the one that actually was side by side with Superman and Batman.
I can't wait for you to get that signed by Gal Gadot.
I will have the base signed by Gal Gadot. Yes, that is correct. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic and remember, Wonder Bat sucks.